Hello, welcome to this update. Let's see the severe weather. Like I told you yesterday, there's that enhanced risk there from central Texas to central Arkansas. It has changed the position a little bit. I think there's the slight risk from south central Texas to southeastern Ontario, and there's that marginal risk there from southern Texas and kind of northern Mexico there, and all the way to parts of southeastern Ontario and southwestern Quebec. So let's see here. Tornado 5% in Texas there, and in Arkansas and southeastern Oklahoma. 2% from south central Texas to southern Illinois, and 2% from central Ohio to southwestern New York State, and including Pennsylvania there, northwestern Pennsylvania. So wind 30% there from Texas to Arkansas, 5% there, and 15%. So hail. 30% hatched there in the enhanced risk, and 15% from Texas to southern Illinois, and 5% from southern Texas to Ontario. So let's see. Within a long swath of severe thunderstorm potential from central Texas to the lower Great Lakes, the greatest concentration of severe weather, mainly large hail and damaging wind, should be across parts of central Texas to central Arkansas. A few tornadoes are also possible. Okay, so you heard that. So let's now see the models for today and everything. Then we'll check the long range for the severe weather in the next few days, because it got very, very, very concerning for one of the next few days. But let's see today first. Let's see. This is the weather map for today. There's excessive rainfall, a slight risk today. There's a slight risk for tomorrow too, and a marginal for excessive rain. 2 marginals for excessive rain. One from Texas to West Virginia on day 3, and another one from northeasternmost Iowa to Ontario. Day 4, just a marginal from Kansas to Kentucky, and day 5, a marginal from northernmost Alabama to Wisconsin and Michigan. So winter weather. That there's this snowfall map for today shows very high probabilities in parts of Idaho and Montana there, northwestern Wyoming, parts of Oregon and other areas. So be aware. What? Okay, so quantitative precipitation. This is today, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 6, day 7, day 5. And days 1 through 7 here, the totals. You can see a few areas there highlighted for more rain. So let's see the short range models now. First, this long range model, so you can see everything. This is the GFS. So there's that system that brought us severe weather yesterday. That's in Canada now, bringing a lot of snow there in parts of Ontario, back behind it. And we have that moisture and that snow in parts of the northwestern US. And the severe weather today there in the next few days. And then we have that other low pressure there in Canada and some moisture in the US. We have that system out in the Atlantic. And then we have the other low pressure by May 26, bringing some severe weather there. And then it continues east, probably bringing more severe weather and stuff. And a big storm going to Canada there by the 27th, the 29th or something. And then another in British Columbia there. And then by May 30th, some more storms in Texas. But that's too far out. Let's see the short range. So let's zoom to the severe weather first. And then, yes, and we'll check. Okay, south central here. So you can see some storms are already formed in Oklahoma there. Some strong ones in some areas. And then They continue there. They continue there in southwestern Oklahoma, especially some strong ones. They enter northern Texas there, and more strong storms fire in northern Texas and north central Texas in those areas. Some could be strong by the shapes showing up here, and then in Arkansas there more storms, and then in Kentucky and Tennessee some storms too, but maybe not severe like in Texas. Then very strong ones in Texas, even some pink showing up there, very large hail maybe, and maybe a tornado or two, and damaging winds. And then they cluster more together, some more damaging winds, and going to Louisiana there, and some more in Texas. Okay, this is like the Cape here or something. The Cape and the wind barbs. So there's there's lots of Cape there in Texas. So it shows more Cape now in the next few hours, more Cape in Texas, and then the instability continues. Some in Missouri, no, in Arkansas too, some Cape, but then layer, like very layer dissipates a little bit, but we'll still have maybe some instability. So let's see the severeness, the severe weather for the next few days. Day 2. There's a big slight risk for tomorrow, day 2. This is a very big slight risk. Don't know if you get upgraded or not, but I guess it will be a slight risk. Otherwise, we'll update you. So let's see, from North Texas to South Dakota, a slight risk and a marginal risk from Central Texas to North Dakota, and all the way to the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, and Southeastern Canada there. So the Atlantic area, yeah. So tornadoes just in Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas, Arkansas, westernmost Tennessee and some other areas there, probabilities. Wind in all those areas and a 15% in the slight, and hail 15% in the slight and 5% in all those areas, and hatched there in Texas, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So severe thunderstorms are possible across portions of the central southern plains into mid-south region on Thursday. Damaging gusts, hail, and a couple of tornadoes will be possible. I saw a strong severe thunderstorms possible across the Ohio and Tennessee valleys into the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Okay, that's tomorrow, so be careful. Day 3 is just a marginal there, and more thunderstorm areas. So the probabilistic is 5% and a marginal from extreme northeastern Texas to Wisconsin. Isolated strong severe thunderstorms are possible on Friday from eastern Oklahoma and the Ozarks northward into the southern Lake Michigan vicinity. Okay, so that's day 3. Now, are you ready? Day 4 now. There's a 15% risk on day 4 for severe weather, which will be a slight risk. So this goes from northern Texas to southwestern Illinois there and the other areas. So be aware there on day 4. That's Saturday, so on Saturday there. But day 6 is like very concerning. They just added an enhanced risk for day 6, which will be this 30% for Sunday. So 30% from northeastern Arkansas to southernmost Indiana. So very concerning day. And a 15% risk from Arkansas to Ohio. So please be careful on day 6 there on Sunday, and we'll keep updating day 7, day 8, day everything, nothing else. So this is it, I think. Let's see Canada now, in case they have some warnings for the stuff there. They have still rainfall warnings there in parts of southwestern Ontario, some special weather statements, severe thunderstorm warning, they even have there for some areas of Ontario, and a big severe thunderstorm watch in yellow there for many areas of Ontario there. So conditions are favorable for the development of severe thunderstorms. capable of producing strong winds, large gusts, heavy rain, and maybe an isolated tornado. So some other weather statements there. So yeah, so this is it, I think. So just the high temperatures now. Today that there may be 100 in parts of southern Texas, some 90s in the southwest too, and parts of Florida maybe. Some 90s and close to 100 in Texas tomorrow too, in the southwest, some 90s, and in Florida. This day 3 some 90s and 100s in parts of southern Texas there, some 90s in the southwest, 90s in Louisiana, in parts of Mississippi, South Carolina, Florida too. And day 4, some 90s there and 100s in Texas, 90s all the way to Kansas, maybe the southwest parts of Florida, and all the way to southern North Carolina. So day 5 max, some 100s in Texas, very hot, some gray shades showing up there, some 90s all the way to Oklahoma, the southwest, to North Carolina, Florida, and some areas. So be aware. Thanks for watching.